Hey Nerf Herder, I'm Addy Thomas.
Hey, I'm Ben Milton.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Certain Point of View. As we explore the Star Wars galaxy, we're going to be talking about an episode of Star Wars Resistance today. Before we go any further...
Oh my god.
I was trying to hold, and it was just not... The dam was just breaking that entire intro. So we're going to keep it short because
Addy's not feeling great.
This cough is... And we also are going to be recording an episode of Scruffy Nerf Herders.
We got a twofer tonight.
Right? So, speaking of Scruffy Nerf Herders, you can listen to Scruffy Nerf Herders at our website, certainpov.com. There are plenty of other podcasts you can find there, but Scruffy Nerf Herders is one of many to check out, and it's one of my personal favorites.
I love playing this game. It's so much fun.
So, just a ridiculous journey through the Star Wars galaxy in a classic D&D style, moderated by our very own Case Aiken as our dungeon master. You can check that out along with all of our other podcasts at certainpov.com. All right, let's get into today's episode. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about the most recent episode of Star Wars Resistance, the Doza Dilemma. And we've got some a lot of increasing action in here. And I have to say, I actually really, really enjoyed this episode.
I did too.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
Right?
No, this was a fantastic episode. It had everything that I was looking for out of this series.
This kind of show.
Yeah, the first two episodes of the Return Back were what I didn't really look for in the show. This one paid off big time. You had intrigue, you had pirates, you had the aces, you had a dogfight, you had the First Order, and it was all there in 20 minutes, and it was great. Like when it was over, I was like, that can't be over already. Like, we just started this episode. It flew by, and it was so much fun. It starts off with it's actually a pretty simple concept of the pirates the pirates are complaining to the First Order about not getting paid. They're putting in way too much for this. The First Order says, yeah, we'll help you out. We got a plan. They tell, what's her name? The pirate girl on the platform. Sonara. The names have yet to click with me on this show because they're just a little bit off.
Right.
I can't grasp them.
Yeah, you're just not good with names.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true. But even what's the kid's name? What's the main star's name?
Kaz.
Kaz. I always think that's the green guy.
Yeah.
Who's the green guy?
Miko.
His friend. Miko.
Yeah.
Miko's name should be Kaz. He looks
Niku.
You don't even know.
Crap. Now I'm not sure.
I think it's Niku.
Yeah, I think
it's
so too.
Niku. Yeah. Even still, his name should be Kaz. It acts like a Kaz.
Yeah, I can see that.
It throws me every time.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pirate Girl gets told that she has to meet this crate that's being flown in, make sure it gets onto the platform and through security, yada, yada, yada. So obviously she's sneaking something on board. It turns out that it's two other pirates who are sent there to kidnap General Doza's daughter, whose name is...
Toza.
Toza? Doza.
Tora. I would be better if I wasn't sick right now. I would be totally on this because I am the master of those shit details.
And you are. You usually are spot on. That's why I threw it to you. And I was like, because I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea. Her name is Tora.
Yeah,
Tora Doza. Yeah, because that makes more sense than Toza Doza.
Yeah, Toza Doza. Yeah, no, that's. I'm pretty sure that's a Yo Gabba Gabba character.
Yeah, Toza Doza. Anyway, so. Plan goes through. They kidnap her, take her off base. Kaz figures out what's going on, goes after her, and chases the pirates to the pirate ship where she is handed off to the rest, the main pirate ship, which was dope as hell for the record. That pirate ship looks
super cool.
Amazing. It looked so cool. First Order shows up in the Kylo Ren weird
in the command shuttle.
Yeah, in a command
standard
shuttle.
Imperial command shuttle.
All right,
so
you haven't seen
for the First Order as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We've seen
I know, but it's Kylo's ship. That's the one that he flies in on.
Okay.
Why is anybody else flying in on this? I don't get it. Anyway. They come in and they look like they're gonna just do a prisoner exchange, but they end up shooting the pirates and pretending to save her to take her back to the platform to trick Doza into agreeing to have the First Order leave some troops for protection against the pirates.
A little bit more than just trick them. At this point, they
kill a couple of them.
Well, they actually just leave some troops.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So they're starting to be a little bit more aggressive with
Yeah.
their negotiations.
And they're all aggressive negotiations are our specialty. But they were also like super tricky. Like I messaged this to you. I was like, the First Order officers are so much more intelligent than the Empire ever showed us.
For sure. I mean, part of that, I think, we're always a little unfair to the Imperial officers because we kind of have Empire as we have both
and Jedi.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to scratch what I was going to say because all three, like you have Vader choking out
everybody in sight.
Well, like the first time you see the Imperials gathered at a table, you got Vader choking them out. Then he's choking them out left and right in Empire, and then
Jedi.
Jedi,
they're just a mess.
Yeah, no, Jedi, they're just awful.
They're always like, I don't know if it's the right code or not. Let them through.
Let them through. They were flying casually enough.
Yeah, they're notorious. The Empire never put its best foot forward with its officer program. That's for sure. It's hard to believe that they were actually able to control the galaxy.
I like to think, though, that's just because the crew that was working with Vader had just been worked down into its core. Like he just worked through way too many of them at that point.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
So there were some really unqualified people up in leadership positions. Because Anakin, I don't think Anakin was never really a great leader. He's always a great one-man show.
Yeah.
He was
a great doer, not a great leader. He inspired others to action.
Yeah.
But that's not true. He had some really good plans. He had some really creative
But it was
plans.
always still because it depended on him being the star of it. Whereas, you can see Obi-Wan and even Ahsoka were actually really good at developing the people around them. I can say that only because I just finished working, just listening to the
John Maxwell CD?
Ahsoka novel. Yeah, the Ahsoka John Maxwell CD, falling out of the Jedi Order into success.
Are there 13 rules?
No, 72 actually. 72? It's actually 66.
66 rules of failing your way out of the Jedi Order to success.
Yeah.
John Maxwell, ghostwritten by Ahsoka.
Yes, exactly. No, it was actually really good. The Ahsoka novel, I actually really enjoyed it, but they really emphasize her skill as a leader and someone working with other troops and her clones, and in this case starting a rebel uprising type of thing too on a planet. So so stuff like that. So but coming back around to this, not only one thing I feel that you missed out is just to kind of Sonara and how she kind of functions in this episode. Because here's the thing. This episode, based on your description, could have happened much earlier in the season.
Right.
Except for how Sonara works. And for Sonara being someone that they rescued, and you find out she's a pirate, and she's now on... Yeah, she's a plant. But not only is she a plant, she's now becoming sympathetic with the people on the platform.
Yes, that's right.
She does... she feels guilty about the plan to kidnap Tora. Kaz seems to have feelings for Sonara as well. So now, all of those additional developments, I do think adds some additional layers that this episode couldn't have happened earlier than where it is right now in this timeline.
Yes.
But yeah, I that's just an important thing to note. Just because
absolutely.
It's taken a while to get here.
It has. Well, not that long. I mean, we're only in the beginning half of the first season, the second half of the first season.
Right. This is episode 12.
Yeah. We're not that far into it. We haven't had a lot of stinker episodes. I wouldn't even say we had. We haven't.
But I think there is still a sense that we wanted a little bit more action like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to all right, well, Kaz is getting parts.
Kaz is learning how to be a mechanic.
Yeah.
Kaz doesn't have any special skills whatsoever. It's going to be a long 3-season arc of nothing happening. Yeah, no, this was good, and you're right. Her development, I did leave that out for some reason, and I don't know why. I do like that character, and I guess I left it out because I kind of felt it was kind of obvious what was going to happen with that character.
Yeah,
it didn't even occur to me I guess I should point out that she's being helpful.
Yeah,
but not.
But it's I think that's part of the design of these shows.
For sure.
But
again,
one of the cool things
you say this all the time, and you're 100% right about it. It's very difficult to be surprised anymore.
Yeah.
About anything.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
so familiar with this art
There's just
form.
so much TV.
Yeah.
And
movies and books. I think it's so familiar.
I was watching. I started the wrong set of episodes on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt today because they're new episodes,
Yes.
the final set of episodes.
Yeah.
And I accidentally started at the beginning of the season instead of apparently the new season is a new half season. That is the back half. So, I don't know why they didn't label it as a new season altogether.
That's weird.
So I was like, wait, why am I halfway through the season? Is someone else watching on my account? And so I started from the beginning again. I was like, I've watched all of this before. So there was this,
Totally confused.
I know. I made it through half episode, but the reason I mentioned Unbreakable is there's this whole bit that they go on about how they're trying to get Titus a job on a TV show, but he doesn't have any previous work,
right?
And they're talking about all the they list all these names of actual shows, and they're like, well, there's so many shows, people don't even know if you're going to actually be if you were actually on them, yeah. So I mean, there is so much TV right now. Ray Donovan is the name of an actual show. That's a joke from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. But what kind of world are we in where that's that sounds like a good TV show?
Yeah,
title.
that tells me exactly what I need to know.
Yeah.
That's must see TV. It's Ray Donovan, damn it.
Right?
And it actually does look good.
No, it does. Absolutely.
It looks fantastic. I actually have been wanting to watch.
I mean,
it.
what's his face is
Liev
serious.
Schreiber.
Yeah, Liev Schreiber is a badass. So
yeah.
Also voice of the Kingpin in Into the Spider-Verse,
and also my favorite Sabretooth.
That's true. Yes, well, I mean, we haven't had a lot of options.
We have two.
Yeah. The other guy was practically a cameo. Come on.
He had that snarl.
That's true. He did. I think he threw Wolverine too or something like that. Yeah. So,
And he looked surprised at one point.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, absolutely. He was a great Sabretooth as well. But anyway, coming back around to this, it's... I think it's just it's continuing to see some great setup as we see the First Orders emerging, their growing power in this scenario, and it's exciting, honestly.
Yeah,
I was glad to see we got to see interaction with actually 3 different First Order officers. We got to see Phasma, Pyre, and I forget the name of the Red Baron dude. But
Steve.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah.
I know it's not Doza.
Yeah. Doza was what I said.
Doza, Doza.
Whatever.
Doza.
Exactly. Well, anyway, I think that about wraps it up for us on this episode.
Through the entire Doza clan.
Yeah, exactly. You can follow all of our episodes on Star Wars. We're going to be coming back next week with, of course, another episode of Star Wars Resistance, but probably also some comics updates for you guys as well. So that we're really excited about. You can check that out on our website, certainpov.com. We also got some new podcasts on the way real soon. Actually,
speaking of the comics, you see Comixology is running a big sale today on the Star Wars stuff.
I did see that.
And I retweeted that, and
Charles Sewell liked your tweet. I saw that.
I was pretty excited.
Yeah, he's on my list of I really want to get him on the show.
Yeah.
I think he actually used to live in the DC area. I think he lives in New York now, but he used to be a lawyer in DC, and I want to find
out. So he's
out.
familiar with the dark side.
Yeah, exactly. So, which is why he was a great author for Darth Vader.
It's probably just something that happened in the office one day.
Yeah, exactly. But I'd love to find out, how do you go from law to comics?
I'm going to draw comics.
Yeah,
comics.
that's a pretty
it's a big step.
That's a ballsy move, you know.
It's a great move.
So, and Charles Sewell's one of my favorite writers in comics right now. Yeah. He has got a great run on Daredevil.
I want to read that run.
Death of Wolverine is one of my favorite events. Yeah. I got to backtrack and I want to read some of the lead into it. Yeah, the lead into it, and then the stuff out of it, and then the return. Because he's also the guy who's done the return recently as well. And he's there's all sorts of interesting stuff that he was doing with the other Wolverine family characters that are because there was the Wolverine Legacy, I think, was a series they did after his death. So he's done some great stuff there. He's done some other Star Wars. He did the Lando miniseries as well. So, and then there was an Obi-Wan and Anakin, like in between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, little mini series as well that I really liked as well. So he does some great character work, and he's a fun
great writer.
Yeah, he's a really great writer. Definitely worth checking out his stuff. Anyway, you can check out all of our podcasts again, certainpov.com. In fact, if you'd like to join the discussion with us and just hang out and talk nerdy stuff with us at any time, you can join us on Discord. Our link to our Discord server is on our homepage at certainpov.com. Again, you can check that out at certainpov.com. And until next time, stay scruffy, my nerf herder.